The inaugural champions of the Indian T20 League have been struggling to make the playoffs over the last few seasons. Let's discuss all about Rajasthan's auction plans here at Timeout with SportsAdda.
That was as hard hitting an intro you can get, Akhil. Honestly, you pulled the words out of my mouth, yes. But Rajasthan have been struggling.
I
Big
think
time, they came to the party.
I think it's. I think this is the team that you and me have been frustrated the most last season, if I remember clearly. One with the selection choices that they made during the entire season, they were baffling. And I'm not even talking as any analyst or something. I'm purely talking as a cricket fan. If I've been following Rajasthan as a team, then I would be expecting more, right? I'm not here to just fill in the numbers and just make money because I'm getting the team is making good money from the central pool. But as a fan, I want my team to compete and try and not just be number 5 or number 4, but try to win that trophy.
And to consider the fact that this is possibly the most professionally run side. They've got people who've worked the cricket space for years. They understand the system. Dismal. I can't find a better word to describe Rajasthan's journey not just last year, but last 5-6 seasons. Absolutely dismal and disappointing for fans because you where is the direction? I mean, when you compete in such leagues, where is the direction? What are you trying to achieve? You spoke about winning trophies and titles, Akhil. Yes, that's one of the motives. Making money is the other motive, which they're anyway, getting things
They're
done.
making, yeah.
But cricket-wise, what are they achieving? I mean, selection you spoke about, signings you spoke about, strategy. What strategy are they employing? So yeah, completely dismal, baffling for me.
Like you mentioned, an example is we know that Delhi have not won the title. Yes, similar to like they've also not won the title. But there is at least a clear vision, right? That when Ricky Ponting and before that Rahul Dravid there, he picked players who will be with the franchisee for say 3 years, 4 years. Invested very young in a very young Prithvi Shaw at that time. Invested in a Shreyas Iyer, invested in a Rabada, invested in a Rishabh Pant. And so there was a clear thought saying that these, if not this year, maybe the next year or the year after that is when these guys will start to give us some returns back. But there is nothing like that being invested in Rajasthan. You're still investing in a Jaidev Unatkad year after year, with the prices just going haywire from one season to the other. Unatkad, no fault of his, but he's making the money there. There is you're investing in British players who you don't know how many matches they are going to be playing here. You are investing in people who you're not even sure whether they're going to come and play. There is a player that you invest. It's shocking that you've invested a 16.25 crores in a player, and then the player Chris Morris is retired now from all forms of the game. He's not even available to play the Indian T20 League. I find that really amusing.
Happy days, Akhil. Why won't you retire? If somebody gave me 14 crores or 16 crores and said, take this package, I'll say thank you so much, invest that wisely somewhere and then put my feet up. Why won't you?
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, in all seriousness, Rajasthan often are seen. It's something. It's something they've cultivated. It's a brand they've cultivated for themselves. Are seen as a nursery of cricket. All right, go back in time. They started with Ravindra Jadeja, so they're seen as the nursery of cricket. But it's all fair and good to say you're the nursery of cricket, but at the end of the day, this is the competition, and the competition only survives if all teams are competing to lift that trophy, to win the title. Now, you don't want numbers 7, 8, 9, 10 just competing for the sake of the finances which come in. It undervalues or devalues the standard of the competition. So it's high time that Rajasthan get their selections right. I'll just read out a few numbers. We spoke about how they kind of have a confused vision. I'm looking at the biggest buys that Rajasthan have made in the last 5-6 seasons. I go back to 2018. They got Ben Stokes for 12.5 crores. Jaydev Unadkat in the same auction for 11.5 crores. Sanju Samson for 8 crores in 2018 again. 2019, Jaydev Unadkat again 8.4 crores. Chris Morris in 2021 for 16.25 crores. So, I mean, you invest money, you spend money. That's why the purse is there, but invest
Yeah.
it wisely.
Arun, one interesting thing I want to talk about is the players that they've retained. They've retained three players there, two Indians and one overseas player. Sanju Samson at 14 crores. I'm a little baffled by this decision. While arguably he's been one of their finest batters, he's won them 3-4 games out of 14 games every year. But I mean, come on, you're paying him 14 crores, which is the same kind of value that you're paying a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli or a Rishabh Pant. Does that? I don't think that is commercially such a great move that you're putting him on a similar pedestal as as some of the biggest names in Indian cricket. Is Sanju Samson really going to be your MS Dhoni now? He's not really. He's not such a big name in the Indian T20 format currently. So that kind of investment is baffling for me. I'm much more happier with the investment in the young left-handed opener Jaiswal, Arun. And there is a future. The kind of price that you would have bought him at the auction, I think this price is much better. So I think that investment is much smarter than putting so much money after Sanju Samson.
Let's just recap, all the retentions in the auction, Akhil. I mean, since we've got time, we'll be speaking about, who's been retained, how much they're getting. So I'm just going to go through, the retentions that have happened and the prices. Ravindra Jadeja for 16 crores, MS Dhoni for 12 crores, Rishabh Pant for 16 crores, Andre Russell for 12 crores, Rohit Sharma 16 crores, Jasprit Bumrah 12 crores, right? Mayank Agarwal 12 crores, Sanju Samson 14 crores, we're talking about him obviously. Virat Kohli is 15 crores, Kane Williamson 14 crores. So you absolutely nailed it. Is that money justifiable? Does that make cricketing logic, cricketing sense? The resounding answer in my head is no. It makes no sense at all. Like, I mean, all the names that I mentioned, Akhil, all the names which are 12 crores, that's 14 crores. Everybody, I mean, let me recap those names again. I mean, it's worth a thought. Kane Williamson, Glenn Maxwell, Virat Kohli, Sanju Samson in that, right? Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, Andre Russell, Rishabh Pant, right? Ravindra Jadeja. Now, all the names I mentioned, except for Sanju Samson, are regulars in their national team. Is Sanju Samson part of that regular in the national team club? No. He's struggling to find a place in the national level, and you make him captain, you give him a person. Look, I'm happy for Sanju Samson, right?
Yeah, same here.
Incredibly talented. He's getting whatever money. I mean, if somebody is ready to pay him money, take that money.
Why
and
not?
walk away. I
Yeah.
would do the same. But you've got to question the decision made by the people who are making those decisions, and that for me is bizarre, is illogical.
I've sat at many an auction table, Arun, and like there are decisions that you have to make as a management, as a franchisee. But I mean, while you're investing in a certain player, it's also your responsibility to negotiate and commercially make it a best deal for the franchisee, right? Just because you've invested behind one player, that doesn't mean you pay him on par with the biggest superstars in the world of cricket, and that just doesn't justify any kind of return for me. I would expect Sanju Samson to be at least in the top 2 or top 3 run scorer this year to be able to justify that kind of spends, which he's not done over the last couple of years. Even somebody like a Mayank Agarwal has been a lot more consistent with incredible consistency that he's shown for Punjab to justify that kind of spend. So that is a decision baffling, and we'd love to know what people, Rajasthan fans think about this decision. Obviously Sanju Samson has been a big player for them. Fans love them. Social media of the Rajasthan team have created a lot of hype around him and build him up as the next captain, but we'd love to see thoughts about the retention from the Rajasthan fans.
You spoke about Sanju Samson and the investment, Akhil. We've got to also mention this. It's a fact, right? The top two most capped players for Rajasthan in the Indian T20 League. Ajinkya Rahane 100 games and Sanju Samson 93 games. Look at the top run getters for Rajasthan. Again, same to Ajinkya Rahane is 2,810. Sanju Samson is 2,391. So they made the investment. Now was the decision. Now was the time for them to sit back and decide how much is this player worth. We invested him over the last, let's say, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Now, is this 14 crores that we're paying him worth it? Is that the right value at which we're getting him? The answer is no, right? I have to question the other decision as well, the other retention as well. I understand why they've retained Yashasvi Jaiswal. We spoke about them being, them seeing themselves as a nursery, a future of Indian cricket. We develop cricketers.
Yeah.
But look, Yashasvi Jaiswal last year only played 10 matches, 10 out of the 14 games, right? He was dropped. He was not injured, he was dropped. I mean, the kid's got talent. No doubt the kid's got talent. Done well for India, done well for Mumbai, scored the big runs, all of that. Fair enough. But what have you seen in him, right? What have you seen in him that you think is justifiable for the amount? I asked the same question about Sarfaraz Khan when Bangalore retained him many years ago.
Yes.
Like, what did you see in him? How many games has he won thereafter? Bangalore retained him along with Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers, if I remember correctly.
You're right.
Thereafter, how many games did he win for Bangalore? When you show your faith on certain players, you've got to understand they've got to be able to win games first. That's the idea of giving a retention. A is the brand, right? But also from a cricketing logic point of view, they've got to be able to win you games. I don't see. I mean, enough. I've had enough.
Yeah, one last point, Arun, and I'm purely talking out of experience now. I'm putting on my hat of a sponsorship person who's there in the market. What brand are Rajasthan going to be building on a Sanju Samson? It's not like he's the most recognizable face in the market, where you're going to be getting a lot of brand just because he's your team member. There are only 2 or 3 players capable of doing that in the entire Indian T20 league. There is nobody like Virat Kohli who sells in Indian cricket. You have him, your team has chances, your team's propensity to get sponsors just manifolds itself. You have a Rohit Sharma, and then you have the legend MS Dhoni. Apart from this, Arun, it's very difficult for one person to draw in sponsorship for a team per se. I'm telling you as a fact. I mean, there is it. You might hear it from anybody else, but it's very difficult that one person can draw in sponsorships. So I don't know what kind of logical decision there is, but yeah, we can go on and about this. We'd see what fans love to Rajasthan fans have to say about this decision. Chris Morris misses out. Thank God they didn't have to retain him at the kind of price that they bought him. Shivam Dube, again, if you have a look at that investment that they made last time, they paid 4.4 crores for Shivam Dube. I don't think he must not have got all the 14 games. He didn't get all the 14 games. Hardly played in a top 4 or top 5 to get a chance to make an impact to win some games. So I hope that kind of money that they put after a player is better invested, just as a fan per se.
Shivam Dube, I'm looking through the numbers. I think Shivam Dube played 9 games last season. But yeah, so you've got to question. I mean, you've got to question the decisions they make in the boardroom, and you've got to question the decisions they make on the field as well. But looking ahead, I mean, we've done enough of.
Yes, three players, Arun. 3 players that you think that Rajasthan will go for. And Kumar Sangakkara is the coach there, so we know that there is a smart strategist who's an extremely smart captain also of his national team. So he's the decision maker. And before we come out and we ask you for your choices, I'm just going to reiterate we are running a contest again at Timeout with SportsAdda like we do. If you think you know who are the kind of players that Rajasthan will go after in the auction, please send us your thoughts, your comments in the comment section on our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel, like this video, and send in your answers in the comment section. If your answers match with what Rajasthan actually does on auction day, then you stand to win Timeout with SportsAdda merchandise. And just to help you with what actually can happen, Arun, your three picks.
I'm going a under 19 kid, Akhil. Somebody from the
Good
under
one.
19 kid. Rajasthan will. I mean, it's just keeping in trend with what they've done
Good
in the
one.
past.
Yes.
So they will chase one or two under 19 kids, including the South African under 19 kid. So it's a good chance they'll go after him and the India under 19 captain, for all you know. Uh, Also, I have this strange feeling that they might pursue on Morgan. So
Good one.
that's one name I'm giving you. I'm not going to give you too many other names. So on Morgan and a Mitchell Marsh. If they're looking at an all-rounder, I mean, given the history, Mitchell Marsh and Owen Morgan for me for Rajasthan.
Really awesome picks you made. I think Mitchell Marsh is a really smart one. I think he's in red hot form. He's shown what he can do in the Big Bash and in the T20 World Cup also. I also think the kind of choices that they make for English players, they might go again for Liam Livingston. uh, he's shown that he could be a power hitter. They've missed having a lot of power hitting there. Ben Stokes is not an option anymore, so they might just go for somebody like a Livingston, knowing that they love having English players in the team, and they don't mind spending money for English players also. So they might go for somebody like a Livingston, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it. That's it for Rajasthan from our end. I think we've spoken a lot about this team. We genuinely believe that there's so much that the team can do to be like to compete in the top two year on year. So we are hoping that they have a good auction and they come up with super plans so that they keep their fans happy around. We'll be back again here at Timeout with SportsAdda. Lots of other teams to talk about. Really looking forward to this auction.